second listening pleasure straight out of Milwaukee, the least talked about podcast in Wisconsin, Hip or Critical, with your guides, Alexa MKE and Shock the MoKE MOKE, where we praise and vent on all things that in the end just don't matter.
Oh my
God. How you doing,
God.
Alexa?
Well, we had technical difficulties for our viewers, so we're starting again.
Take two.
Yep. So,
All right. So this is the part of the program where we talk about what we ate and what we saw last week. Alexa,
all
what
right.
did you see?
We did some bubbles. There we go. We got our bubbles in. I
What did you
watched Space Sweepers on Netflix. Now, I told you about this already, so
I'm going to pretend I didn't hear it all. Is that like a game? Because it sounds like it's a game. Space Sweepers.
It's not a game. So it's a Netflix movie. It's a B-movie kind of deal, anime, like live action thing. So you watch like crazy shows and they have like crazy characters and stuff like that. Do you like stuff like that?
Oh yeah. They got to surprise me these days. You know, if it's too formulaic, forget it.
Yeah. Well, this one's from South Korea. It does have kind of like a live action anime. You had asked me before whether it's subtitled. Yes, it's subtitled.
Don't.
Yeah, Dave's like not happy with subtitles.
I can't watch the movie then.
Oh, well, no, it's actually really fun. It's kind of a really fun romp. So
no, because I'm watching the titles. You know, I can't watch the movie because I'm reading the titles.
Oh,
That's
it's
just
fine. You'll be fine. So anyway, so it's about this space sweepers. They're basically like salvage people from space, and they pick up things and they're all strapped in space junk. There's
Devo had a song.
Yes, Devo did have a song. But yeah. So anyway, they're salvaging all the space junk, and they're all scrapping for, money and stuff, so that they can do whatever they need to do. And then there's this robot on the loose that has a bomb in it, and there's a bounty on it, so they decide to go for this robot, and it looks like a little girl. It's like a little child. And so the movie develops from there. I'm not going to give any spoilers away, but it is really fun. It develops really cool. They don't spend a lot of time on character development or world building because we've all been there before. We've seen these kind of movies before, so they don't have to.
It's just a moment in time. It's just supposed to be a moment in time. Movies can be just a moment in time.
Exactly. So I highly recommend it.
So space junk out there. Isn't Elon Musk's vet still running around out in space somewhere?
Probably. Speaking of space junk, maybe they can grab that for a bounty. But but yeah, so I highly recommend it. It's a fun movie for your Netflix subscription money. Just to kind of waste an hour 45 or 2 hour whatever it was. It was definitely worth the money. So, and
good.
You're not into racing, are you? Not as much as
I keep a small eye, but not like you do. No.
Yeah, so I'm the race fan. But
yes.
March 19th, Drive to Survive, which follows the behind the scenes of Formula One, is coming back. Seasons 1 and 2 are really great. I'm really interested to see what's going on this time because we have this is during COVID. And there were, they kept a really tight bubble with F1. So I'm really interested. If anybody wants to get into racing or is interested in Formula One, or just wants to see what it's kind of about, this is a really good way to get into it. And it kind of gives you a really good...
Is it got that guy that you like that won the unprecedented amount now?
Lewis Hamilton. It should. He won his 7th last year. So yeah, it should have right. Lewis. And I think they did cooperate a little bit more Mercedes. But yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be interesting because there's some other behind the scenes stuff that goes on that's the political stuff. So it'll be fun to watch. So you've been watching some stuff. What have you been watching?
All right. Well, you know me. I'm a fan of the CW type things. The young American is still in me.
Yes, we established that you are a 14-year-old boy in a 50-something
right.
body.
My T-shirt, Chrissy gave me once, I believe, I have it, is I'm not like other teenagers. I'm in my 50s.
That's actually cool. I like that.
So Superman and Lois are part of the DC universe that they have in CW, The Flash, DC's Legends of Tomorrow. You've seen them characters in those things. The Arrow probably showed up in there too, although I don't know or recall. So we fast forward. Superman and Lois married, moving back to Smallville with their two high school kids. So, there's no drama in high school.
No,
So,
no, no, no drama in high school. We all loved high school
and
so much.
right. And then, of course, the key question is did someone get powers?
I
And
don't
of
know.
course,
Did someone get? We have
there,
super children.
sure, there's a chiseled, all American football guy. And then the other son is, wallflower, with a problem. Guess who gets the
The
powers?
emo kid.
Yes. And I'm sure he won't use it against any of the people that have been picking or bullying on him. I'm sure he won't.
Probably not.
Yes. So definitely it's a little bit of fun. It is. I mean, if you like the other CW shows, for the DC universe, definitely check that one out. We used to have American Idol going on. They're actually heading to this Sunday is going to be the Hollywood week, so they've
How are they
narrowed
doing
it down
that?
already. What's that?
How are they distancing? I mean, how are they doing that? They doing it virtually?
The way again and this is why we didn't get some of the things again. Some of the fun of American Idol is when the person comes in that just is so disillusioned at how good they are and have to be told they're not. And when they don't get crushed, it's just as painful to watch when you know how disillusioned they are. But now they get to, because everything's zoomed first, everybody's from the whole country gets to go. You don't have to say this is from Memphis, we went to Tennessee and found you. No, it's like you're from Alaska, you're from whatever. They're all got zoomed and brought them in. And so you've got pretty much not many people that aren't at least good, decent. Now
Okay.
they still
So
bring in some
they're not doing
characters.
the, what was his name? She bangs.
Right. I really haven't seen something which, is unfortunate because he got 15 minutes out of that.
Yes, he did.
Eh,
I
You
think he
know,
got some
there's,
other stuff too. It's like, yeah.
so yeah, I think he actually released an album. You're losing those kind of moments that we, the public, can decide, that are catchy for us, that we all get
Yeah.
behind, or the endearing qualities. But they're still bringing a few characters on through, and I'll tell you, again, I don't know anything about psychology, but they're, usually these people are just a little outside the normal spectrum, and they're very interesting because you can tell the struggles of going on for being public, and the music they're doing, and I don't think I've ever known the show to have as many people do original songs as I did this season, which, yeah, to me
That's
is just great.
interesting. Like
Yeah,
singer
it really
songwriter kind of stuff or
singer
everything.
songwriter stuff. Right. Singer songwriter. So, and some. So it's been kind of great that way, and one of the things I thought was really good, and I do like the everybody on the panel still, but Lionel was telling a person to get a little more confidence, and he says, "I'll tell you what I did." He says, and he goes, I would wake up in the morning, I'd look in the mirror, and I'd go, "Oh my God, it's Lionel Richie."
Okay. I don't know anybody who wanted to be Lionel Richie, but
When he name drops, oh my gosh, he names drops. He knows everybody in the industry. It is just hilarious when he name drops stuff
that's
of who
funny.
he's worked with, who he's played with, and there's people that come through that like, yeah, my dad played with you on the, oh yeah, that was your dad, and he'll remember who that is, and it's phenomenal. So
That's
I think
cool.
it's really great. All right, and moving on to, did you
Actually,
get any?
actually,
Oh,
I'm going to piggyback on what you've said. I was actually looking up some of my shows that I really like to watch. So, Project Runway, don't know when that's coming back. Survivor, they are finally getting their permits to get into Fiji, so they are going to be filming
yeah, I know
in the
they're
spring and the
trying, right?
summer.
Yep, they're still working.
Yeah, and so you think you can dance, which again is a competition style show, a dance show, but kind of like Idol, where they name America's favorite dancers, what they call it. They're not sure if they're coming back. So Some of our faves may not be coming back, so it kind of sucks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But anyway, and
Did
moving
want to
on.
give a little shout out to The Walking Dead. Last season of The Walking Dead is on right now too.
Okay.
And so there was a time they skipped ahead 5 years, and it looks like they might be going back and just showing us what they did for those 5 years. And I don't know. So far, they did
Hmm.
a Daryl one of those. I don't know if the whole season's going to be that or not yet, but that show has been great. And people who say zombie shows, it's not about the zombies.
No, it's just
It's
about the
about
people having
humans.
to deal with the
Yes.
zombies.
No, it has nothing to do. It has to do with people dealing with people, and there's this other nuisance thing around called COVID. But they're just walking around; you can see them. That's
Ah,
COVID people. Those are the maskless
they're the
people.
COVID people.
Those are the COVID people.
We'll be talking about COVID
Did you
later
get any?
too.
Yes. Did you get any Girl Scout cookies?
I don't get Girl Scout cookies. I don't like Girl Scout cookies. I know I'm a
None
weirdo.
of none of. Wow, because they have such a vast selection. You know. Oh, I did find a fix finally. Went to a farmer's market, drove to get some boxes. Um, just want to celebrate out, shout out to, isn't this like Women's Month or Women's Week or
It was
wasn't it
it was
Women's Day or?
International Women's Day last week. Yes.
All right, well, good, good, good. And so I do want to shout out some things. Again, 1,000 girls became Eagle Scouts this year.
That's
Speaking of Girl Scout
cool.
cookies and voices, yes. All right. So
Nice.
my question is, what's the next level now? How many of them are in the upper echelon of the Boy Scouts yet? The Scouts. That's kind of a question I've got. It's like, who's broke the class ceiling on that yet?
Yeah, it's
Uh,
interesting. I was never like into the Girl Scouts. I appreciate what they do, but it wasn't something that was in my wheelhouse or even my daughter. It wasn't something that she wanted to do. But I know there's a lot of women and girls who are really appreciative of the Girl Scouts for helping them gain some mastery of things and socialization and even move on to careers. So it's pretty cool.
Well, it's a good way to get well-rounded. I mean, let's just figure that out. People just can't do stuff for themselves sometimes. This is a way to figure it out. The
Yeah,
trades like anything.
yeah, for sure.
Again, we had an NFL ref in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that was so cool.
Too. That was nice. We talked about the CEOs that are in baseball now, and if you've been watching any golf, Lee Westwood, who's been just nipping at the number one. Oh, he's come in twice now, second twice now in a row. Um, but he has his caddy. He has a woman caddy, which is actually his fiance.
Oh,
Um,
that's cool.
well, sometimes caddies will put people on their bag that aren't their normal caddies because they're doing special events or not money grabbers or anything like that, right? Sometimes family members, people have had girlfriends, wives, just chirp the bag for them for a little bit there. But apparently, Lee actually, it's a psychological thing with him. He actually changed his game the last couple of years where he started keeping the notebook, like usually the caddy keeps the distances that, what your club and what you used last time you were here and, and helps you with all that. So he took back the notebook and then he started not listening to his caddy. So the caddy, who had been like a caddy of, Lee Trevino's, if I remember right, the guy he had, had been around. I mean, a good caddy, had him for 10 years or something like that, maybe 15. They parted ways because he didn't want the way a caddy is anymore, and that was a good caddy. He could be a help to other people, but at least it's like I'm taking the game back to me, So so he kind of got more
Why
basic.
not?
So he's yeah, and it works for him. He's been doing he's been climbing up the ladder, and again, it just sucks. Like I said, he came close here, but I forgot who won, but had 4 great holes in a row that just shot him in the leg, but. He did a great job, and yeah. So I mean, I like the idea of why he's got it happening. Taking back golf back, a little bit to yourself. I hope other guys kind of follow through with that, actually. So, all right,
So there you go. So yeah,
yeah.
so let's jump
Congratulations,
over.
women.
Let's jump over to internet adventures. So what have you been adventuring on the internet? I haven't been doing much
Uh,
internet adventuring too much.
no, no, it's just I'm still just getting a kick. I was wondering what it would be that the Trumpers would be poking at, and of course it's like it's the where's our money? Well, no, it's not your money. None of the guys you voted for the money. So so don't ask
Right.
for the money, and
Yeah.
they're like, where's the 2 grand? Well, you got 600. They're giving you 14. You know what I mean? It's just like that kind of stuff. And then when he came out and talked about how July 4th was going to be, the time where we were hoping that, the way things and the rollout and everything, that we should all be able to feel comfortable having get-togethers and talk. And everybody's like, "Ooh, thanks a lot, government, for telling me I can have a barbecue in my own yard." Really, that's what you're
Yeah.
jumping on,
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I'm just like I said, what they're having to grasp at right now. Go ahead, keep grasping at it.
Yeah. I didn't put this in the show notes, but on Reddit there is a guy who 5 months ago encased a hot dog in epoxy resin, and so he's been doing the monthly updates. So I guess the last one, it's finally starting to bulge a little bit. So I guess we'll see what happens next time. So I'll try to get a compilation of his images, which I think would be kind of
Yeah,
fun
yes, yeah. Send those to me. I'd like to see those because I got
for
epoxy. I'm an
science.
epoxy guy. Yeah, an epoxy guy, man. I got a couple more gallons on the way right now.
There you go.
Yeah,
I thought that was fun to get internet points for putting a hot dog in epoxy, and people are
yeah.
interested. They are very interested in this.
Well, it's funny what will interest people. Again, there's that one intersection in Wyoming that the traffic cam let them have everybody, and then just people just tie them into it all the time and watch it, and they'll make comments like, "There's that red pickup again."
Oh, jeez. Yeah, we're kind of lame and bored sometimes, aren't we?
Yeah. But when they do stuff like the keep a camera on egrets
Oh
or
yeah.
eagle chicks, those are always great.
Yeah, I know all of those little animal cams, where they're birthing or like, our peregrine falcons on the We Energies. Those are pretty
Sure.
cool.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So that may not be totally critical. So we answered the tough questions. Is this critical? So yeah, so you talk about stimulus package. We're gonna get our $1,400.
Yeah,
Nice.
I should have looked and seen. I should have checked while we were having take two, but I
Yeah, I
didn't
checked
yet.
today. I didn't get mine yet. And to be fair, I got the 1,200. Roger and I got our 1,200. We did not get the 600, so I got to apply for that stimulus rebate on my taxes when I file them.
Texas. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And then
yeah.
hopefully we'll get this one, or maybe we'll get a check or a debit card sent in the mail. Something that would be really nice. Whatever,
A debit card.
as long as I
Yeah, like
eventually get it. So
yeah.
yeah.
Again, $1,400 again. Again, I'm embarrassed to take it. I mean, come on. It's I don't need it right now. I
I'm
mean,
gonna take
it's
it. It's
just
going in the bank. It's gonna be
I
for my
know.
retirement because I'm at some point when I get real old, I'm gonna need that money, and hopefully it will have grown from $1,400 to $1,487.
Exactly. 7 years, money doubles. Isn't that what they used to say?
Nah, only if you invest it wisely. So I guess we'll see.
The scratch offs and lottos.
There's a lady at work every morning I come in and she's sitting at the table doing her scratch offs. It's like, did you win anything? I won $100. Next day, I didn't win anything. I didn't win any. I won $6. So it's like, yeah, it happens.
Yeah, no, we play the $10 luck. When we try to go in, it's like $10 and you get like one of every other game.
Oh, okay.
So then we get the Badger Five and the Pick Threes and the and all that, and we'll keep them for a while. But if you don't do them in 3 months, they go bad. So we
Right,
can't
yeah. Well,
play
the
them.
other thing is I don't know how many you have to send in, whether it's two or three or whatever, but if you send in, the sheets, you can get the second chance and you can
Second
win.
chance thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
there's
So,
all that too. But it's like I've gone through just stacks of our deep, 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 boop, sorry, deep, 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 sorry, deep, 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 sorry. Deep, 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 sorry. I mean, just you can go through 30 of these things and you get $1 or
I
$2,
know.
something like that. And you're just like, come on, a little taste here.
Oh, I can't do a scratch off because my husband will get me a scratch off every single time I get a rock. Like I get nothing. I just feel like Charlie
I
Brown.
got a rock.
I got a rock. It's
I
like,
actually got a $50 scratchy the other day. That was like the first time. We always get the $1, $2 you get, or something.
oh
But I actually was
geez, you're like
scratching
you're
a
like rich
crossword
now.
puzzle.
You
It's
you
crossword
you
puzzle
buying
and
me lunch anytime soon?
yeah, I know. So you go back with one of those $50 worth, and you get your 10, and you get some extra scratchies, and you bought some donuts at Quick Trip, and then you get change back. I'm like, wow, that's great winning.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. For sure. So, yeah, so you have some stuff on the whole COVID relief bill, so I'm gonna let you go through that.
Yeah, this is great. 13 House Republicans skipped the vote on COVID-19 bill, and
Oh, but they had
they
important things to do.
they gave a little piece of paper you could do to your buddy and say, yeah, vote this way for me, okay? All right. The reason they couldn't go there is because they were all afraid of the COVID protocols. They're not being good enough for them, and they were afraid of catching COVID. That's why they didn't go
Oh,
to the House
sure. I believe that. Do you believe
all right.
that?
Right. No, because first of all, the
No, no, no. I've
Republicans.
got. If you believe it, I've got a bridge to sell you. It's in Brooklyn.
Republicans who, again, I have a little stat there, are only 29% likely to wear a mask as 63% with Democrats. So anybody who says it's not a political thing, it's a political
Oh, it's
thing.
definitely
So
a
anyway,
political
these
thing.
13 Republicans, they, instead of going to the House vote, they went to CPAC, the, again, Criminal Politicians and Cronies Committee, that we had
Are
there.
you talking about the place where everybody was probably shoulder to shoulder and breathing in each other's ears and
One
faces?
place where there wasn't a mask anywhere. I think the
No.
only person, I think even the gold statue had the mask pulled down of Trump. His underwear was up, but his mask was down. Which I guess is pretty good for him.
Yeah.
So
Underwear. I
so
thought he wore diapers.
so he so what actually happened is that our Republican people, lawmakers, the one job they're supposed to be there for, a big one, the COVID-19 bill, they actually skipped out on, called in, and went to their version of Comic-Con. So
Hey, don't compare that to Comic Con.
Comical Con. How about that?
Okay, you can call it that. Comic Con's fucking awesome.
Well, but that's their version of it. I mean, come on. That's what I'm saying. It's like you skip the COVID bill because you say you're going to get COVID and you go to a Republican. No.
I know.
Just like, oh my gosh.
I
Fuck
know.
Ron Johnson.
And fuck Ron. We'll get to fuck Ron Johnson.
Just getting warmed up.
Yeah, we're just getting warmed up. So speaking of COVID, people who have medical issues, for whether you're diabetic or you're just fat, you can now.
Well, it did. It said obese, and then it said overweight.
And
well,
overweight.
Who the hell is overweight?
So that makes you eligible for. It was previously the 29th. They've moved that up to the 22nd, which actually is really good because we're getting a better supply of vaccine coming into Wisconsin. So that's good. And then, speaking of that, I got poked.
On Facebook?
Yeah, no, not on Facebook. So yeah, I got.
Oh, you got your first one.
I got my first one on Saturday. And
how was the reaction? Any reactions?
I did not have a reaction from the vaccine. So I am deathly afraid of needles. I hate needles. I'm very needle phobic. I don't like getting a blood draw, none of that. I don't like going to the dentist. I have my protocol. And the nice lady at the Pick and Save pharmacy was sweet. She did everything I asked her to. I basically said, don't tell me what you're doing. Talk to me while you're doing it. I didn't even feel the needle, blah, 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 blah. She puts the little Band-Aid on. I sit there for 10 minutes. I get up. I start walking out with my husband and my legs start feeling weird. And then I'm getting to the car and I'm starting to feel like woozy and dizzy. I had to sit in the car for an hour. I vomited 3 times.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And then by the time I got home, I vomited, the third time I vomited at home. We finally got home about an hour and 15 minutes after I took the vaccine. Did some dry heaves when I laid down, took a nap. So 6 hours later, I wake, I from the start to finish, I'm like 3 hours before I'm finally able to get to sleep. I take this nap. I get up. I'm perfectly fine. I eat dinner. I'm like Good as
I'm
gold.
hungry now.
Yeah. So then I'm like,
Wow.
I'm talking to other people and they're like, oh no, we didn't get anything until like a day later, a day later. And I'm like, this is 15 minutes like after I really started feeling weird. So I finally called my primary care and they're like, yeah, you had what's called a vasovagal response, which is basically you have the vagus nerve. And so, because of my anxiety and because I don't like needles, I had this bizarro response. And I guess
Oh.
it's not uncommon, but it's not super common.
That's why
So,
they have you sit there for 15 minutes. They try to weed you guys out right away.
yeah,
Find you. They
yeah,
tell you to stay there 20 minutes or whatever, 15, 20 minutes. Yeah.
yeah. And so then, I'm talking to, the nurse and she's like, well, next time, make sure you hydrate. I had done that. Make sure you eat like a small meal a few hours before you go. I had done that. It's like I did everything you asked. It's just, no, I'm just wibby jibbied by needles. So, you know,
Yeah.
don't be
Oh,
like
wow.
me.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chrissy's sister got poked in. She felt lethargic for, a little bit.
Was that her first or her
Half a
second?
day. Yeah, first one.
Oh,
Her
really?
first one. Yeah.
Yeah. Most of
Because
the
I've
people I
heard
talked
people
to,
on the second one. Yeah.
yeah, the first one they were okay. The second one, so I get my second one in about 2.5 weeks. So I'll have another report. But yeah, so yeah, you were talking about you wanted to talk about the organ donor pool thing last time, and we forgot. So
Well, yeah, we'll just do it real quick because we had talked about it after the show, and you even had something to jump in, which was great. But it was just kind of cool how some woman needed a kidney. She couldn't give the kidney because they didn't match, but she gave a kidney to a pool like you would a blood, pool. I mean, blood donation. It goes into a pool. It doesn't go to your friend. It goes to a pool.
right,
And now she's got credit for one coming. So when somebody else, tests for their friend to see if they're eligible, they're going to say, well, no, but we can give you one if you can find someone who's got eligible for that one.
yeah, yeah,
So
that's
they'll
kind of
match them
cool.
up, and so she's kind of got a chip, got a chip saying, we Oski, we owe you, well, I owe you one, I mean, so, but this ensures that you get a better match than just trying to shove one in, I guess,
Yeah,
so.
yeah, it's kind of cool. My daughter
But you
was
said
a
you actually had experience, right?
Yeah, my daughter was a kidney donor. She donated her kidney to her little cousin, who had, some issues, and she's doing amazing. One thing to remember though is that some of these uh, donor organs are only good for about 15 years. So, in a number of years, we're going to see how my daughter's relative is doing. Hopefully she's doing really well, but it's really a heroic thing to do that. This was my only
Yeah.
daughter. I was very trepidatious when she gave her kidney, but it really
Oh,
hasn't
yeah.
changed how she lives her life. So I highly
No,
encourage
no.
anybody who is thinking about becoming an organ donor to please do so, and sign it on the back of your
Sign your
card.
card.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah. So talking about people who have died. So Carol Lindeen is a Wisconsin resident who passed away recently, and she says fuck Ron Johnson. So literally, look at Dave. Dave's like, what? So basically, what she did is she, in her will, or her last, whatever, what she wanted people to do, she asked that they contribute to Ron Johnson's opponents' campaigns in lieu of
Campaign fund.
flowers.
Well, we don't have one yet, right? We don't have Ron.
Yeah, Tom Nelson, and then there's one, and then the Bucks executive is also going to run for that seat.
Oh, he is. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so
All right.
so yeah, so please, if you want to say fuck Ron Johnson, per Carol Lindeen,
From
donate
the grave.
donate to one of his.
Yes.
So yeah, speaking of Ron
Fantastic.
Johnson, you saw the same thing I did about this. This was
Yeah, well,
hilarious.
appearing on a conservative radio talk show on Thursday, Johnson declared that while he never really felt threatened during the Capitol attack, I knew those people were people who love this country, truly respected law enforcement, would never do anything to break the law, so I wasn't concerned. Now, first of all,
Wait a
there's
minute,
so many things wrong with that. How
we had a
many?
police officer die. We had another
Yes.
police officer commit suicide. They built a
Yeah, somewhere,
gallows,
right.
and then they chanted "Hang Mike Pence." So I don't think
Right.
if they would have come across Ron Johnson, that he would have been
truly respect law enforcement as they pushed back and maced them and threw chairs and took
and beat them with a flagpole.
But yes, not doing anything. So I wasn't concerned. Then, as if that wasn't enough.
Oh yeah, no, he doubles down. This is awesome.
He said that if the protesters were tens of thousands of Black Lives Matter and Antifa protesters, I might have been a little concerned.
A little concerned? He would have been scared shitless. It's like, dude.
Of course, this just shows how entrenched he is in the Trump mantra.
You talking about the racist?
He did not. Yeah,
the racism? Yeah.
That just shows you how elitist you feel, that you were never concerned. Hey, I'm one of you guys. But that would have been a rude awakening if you then, if he was out there, like he would have gone out there, like Moses and stopped him, or,
oh my God. He's such a Weasley-faced, punchable asshole. It's not funny. I mean, seriously, this guy is just like something else. So fuck Ron Johnson and contribute to his...
Yes.
Yeah. So
yes, I had seen we had talked about John McGivern going away, and I had seen that Chrissy said too he's got a thing coming back.
Yeah. So I've always loved John McGivern's Around the Corner. He just makes all these little towns that might be, a little sleepy to most people. He makes them seem really vibrant and really fun and really highlights their unique qualities. And I love his attitude. So he was very sad that they put him on hiatus. And I don't think he was willing to wait, is pretty much what I heard, for them to come back. He didn't know when he was going to be back. So he struck up a deal with Plum Media out of Milwaukee. His new show will be called Main Streets. It will feature towns from Wisconsin, Illinois, Minnesota, Iowa, Michigan, and Indiana. And it's set to debut in January of 2022. So I think he's going to spend, the summer and the fall filming. And, then they'll do their post-production. And hopefully, it comes... somewhere we can get it. I don't know if it'll be PBS, but we'll see where it lands. But I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I met him. We got that picture with him when we went to his kickoff show like a year ago, or 2 years ago, maybe now.
Oh, okay.
So yeah got to kind of see the whole group and everything like that. So
yeah, because he has his brother on there who does the sports and exactly. And then what's his name? The historian,
the bicycle guy. How he rides up on the bike.
I can't remember his name. He's amazing though. He's a really cool dude.
Yeah, it's fun. All right, and I guess I wanted to just. I'm probably going to go about a year from now and say, like, I shouldn't have been worried about that stuff or shouldn't have bitched about it. But this cancel culture thing we've got going on, the Dr. Seuss books, the 6 of them they're putting out of print. Again, they're not censoring them. I understand, but they're discontinuing printing. That's called censoring a little bit. And
I don't think it's censoring. They may not be selling well and they may not be enough to keep in print.
No, that's not it. That's not it.
You sure?
And I think what I saw on Mulberry Street is one of the lower ones he has. No. The thing is, Dr. Seuss did have a time when he was a little anti-Semitic and little wrong.
Okay.
But that was college, and I think he got in with an underground group. That can happen, but it's like when he came out of that. And started growing, he even went back and changed the image they're talking about. And I think I saw it on Mulberry Street, which is a Chinese traditional with the straw hat and a red,
okay, I see. All right.
Always, so he actually and it was yellow in skin and eyes. So he actually went back, changed the writing, changed the color on the book to move forward. He actually, the Lorax, I think, was dedicated to a guy that he knew in Japan, a Japanese guy or a Chinese guy. So he made great strides. And I guess I'm always worried about people talking about what he used to be like, and not what are they doing now?
Because people obviously change.
Yes, if we can't give an ability to change, then why are we calling anybody out? Well, we only can call people out so we have the ability to change. Chris Harrison with the host of The Bachelorette getting, first of all, it was after his little thing. It was
Yeah, I didn't hear about that. So what's going on with that?
well, they were talking about a contestant on The Bachelorette, and one of her sorority pictures was in front of an antebellum picture, like they were doing a formal or something, all dressed up, and it's in front of an antebellum house, which is a slave house, down
Yeah, but that's
south.
part. I mean, unlike a Confederate flag, that is part of the history.
Right. See, and so Chris, he was talking to a woman of color, contestant or whatever on the show, and he says, "Well, let me ask you this. I mean, it's not right now, but was it right back in 2016 or okay in 16 to them, and it's like, well,
Ah,
it was never
it's
right.
never
You know what I
okay.
mean? It
Yeah.
was never okay. But see, the reason I have a problem with those things is because I think sometimes those are questions that we all need to ask to hear the right answer. We talk about the blackface thing. I mean, I grew up with comedians and everybody wearing blackface all the time around me, and all of a sudden it's wrong. You know what I mean? You
It
tell me
it
why it's
wasn't right
wrong.
then, but it's
It wasn't
like,
right then, but
yeah.
I didn't know
I
that
never
the whole
liked
time I'm
that.
watching. You know,
Yeah.
but I never knew it was wrong when I was watching it, So if someone can point out to you why something's wrong, and kind of explain it to you, that helps
A
you move
teaching
on.
moment.
It's a teaching moment.
Yeah.
Firing a guy is not a teaching moment, So and that's the problem I keep having with the cancel culture. Let's use them as teaching moments.
Yeah.
So there's as much as that's not supposed to be a rant, a little bit of one. It was my rant. It was my rant
Well, we're gonna move
until
on to a MoKE moment
until
then.
today. Until today.
You got a moment of bubbles for your MoKE moment. So, man, Dave's having a light beverage for MoKE moment. All right, go for it, Dave.
All right. First of all, art of the day. These are the Murphs. This one's Chrissy's, entitled Tribal, and this one I think is something for Matt, painting for Matt,
Okay.
Mate. But Murph has got art around. He's was what was he was actually brought to the White House once and showing off his art. So he's been around. So did we pick these up at one of those um, art walks? I think like the Villette has one.
Okay.
Elite and all that. We picked it up at one of those. Might even been down by the Deer District. I can't even remember.
Yeah, yeah. We
But
like
he was there. Yeah, he was there. So we met the artist and bought prints off of him. So
cool. Yeah,
kind of
we
cool we
do
do that.
the one that's not Walker's Point. What's the other one? Third Ward. Third
Third
Ward
Ward.
art.
That might
Usually in
have been it too.
September. Yeah.
Yeah, that might have been it as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
So,
can't really remember. All right. So as we're talking about COVID and talking about masks, here's today. All right. So I'm in
my
a
favorite
local
place.
big box store, home supply big box store.
One that has orange for its colors.
Let's not get into that. Could be any town USA.
Okay, Anytown USA has one,
Right.
has
So
several of these
anyway,
in orange.
so anyway, in her walking around two women, and I noticed one of them, is looking at a fridge and she doesn't have a mask on. I'm kind of looking like, well, did it fall down on her, whatever? And sure enough, no. I'm doing a little bit of shopping. I come back around. Then I see the other one. They're walking together. Neither one of them have masks on. Walking around in the kitchen area. So they're talking and looking at stuff and opening it up and touching all the shelves and everything, of course. you know. So I walk up to a lady that's there and I go, that's working there. I said, let me ask you, what's the policy on what to do here when for your store when there's two people walking around with no masks? Well, we really can't go up and talk to them about it because we don't want to create a problem. They don't want them to get violent. They don't want them to go get violent. And I'm like, oh well, that's not the right answer though, is it? And I just kind of stewed. And I said, so you're leaving it up to me? Do I leave it up to you? Do I go and ask them if they're Republicans? And so I just kind of walk away, you know. Now I'm walking up. I'm already at checkout, and I'm like, you know, I'm burned about this. They're around there walking around. Everybody else has got
Yeah,
masks on
this
in the
thing isn't over with.
store. Everybody else has got masks on in the store. So I said, so there's two guys walking together, and I go, hey, where's the manager? Maybe of the store, second command, anybody I can just chat with. Oh, that'd be me. Like, oh, fantastic. I said, you got two people walking around without masks back in, you know, in the kitchen area. I said, you know, I talked to one of your other people, and they said, well, there's really nothing they can do to talk to them about that. And I said, you know, and I said, but I said, I don't understand this, that how can you let them be comfortable doing the wrong thing when I'm here doing the right thing, and you're going to make me feel uncomfortable because you don't want to give them a problem. I said, right now, you know, the kid's going to have a temper tantrum if you don't give him a sucker. So you give him a sucker so he doesn't give the tantrum. I said, that's your answer, is not to get the tantrum. Meanwhile, the guy who's following protocol, is feeling uneasy in your store. I understand you want to get their penny.
I'm very interested to hear what they had to say.
I said, but I said, you're trying to get my penny too, you know? And he says, well, yeah, you know, but with HIPAA laws, we really don't know if, and I go,
okay,
okay.
It has nothing to do with HIPAA. Nothing.
I said, I get it. You're trying to tell, this is that whole thing where your dog isn't a therapy pet until we were kicking the dog out. Then all of a sudden it becomes a therapy pet. And he goes, well, yeah, you know, and I'm like, I said, well, okay, I'll give you that. But there's two women together that both have a problem medically with masks. What do? Meet each other outside the store, or do they know each other from a maskless, you know, help group or something like that? But I find it hard to believe that two women shopping together both have HIPAA excuses on them. And then I'm like, so I just like, I said, this isn't the right answer though, to make me feel uncomfortable because you don't want to make them feel uncomfortable. That's not the right answer.
So did they do anything? Did he say anything?
I agree with you. He goes, well, we'll go try to talk to him. You know, that all I can do is say, we ask you to put on a mask. That's all he's going to be able to do. And then they're just going to go, no. And then you go, okay.
That isn't all he can do, though. So according to the law, HIPAA is only for employees and medical. So like if you have a medical issue and you go to your doctor,
so they are not call out anybody out on the street.
They can't, you know, disclose anything about your medical issues. If you have something with, like, say, employee relations or your human, you know, relations or whatever they call it at work, and they, you know, have something to do with your insurance, HIPAA laws are protecting you there because they can't disclose any of your medical information.
Right.
But if somebody comes in and says, I'm not wearing a mask, and they say, oh, I have a medical condition, HIPAA doesn't prevent you from saying, you can't walk in here. Yeah, you have to go outside.
Show me your doctor's note.
You know,
show it to me.
No, it's not even a doctor's note. They can say, we're sorry. Our policy is no mask. You go outside. You can do a curbside, because they do curbside pickup at these stores. And you can kick them out. It's within your right.
You don't want to wear a mask? Do it online. All right?
That's right. They only have to make reasonable accommodation. They don't have to allow them in the store.
I can just hear this, you know, white bread, you know, Republican, you know.
The two Karens that you were with?
Yes, the two Karens. I can just hear them going like, well, I need to see this stuff in person to see the colors. It's just not the same, you know. I said, then I would have looked right down. I said, then you don't need a fucking cart, because you're just here to look at colors. Colors don't fit in a fucking cart.
That's right.
Get the cart out of here and walk around without a cart if you're looking at colors. Otherwise, do your shopping on fucking line at home.
Yeah, because I've been doing a lot of my shopping online, and I legitimately have a medical reason not to go in a store because I'm, you know, an at-risk population. So it's like, you know, stop it. I don't even want to hear from these people. And the thing is, you know, how many times have you seen no shoes, no shirt, no service? Oh, nobody's bitching about that, but boy, no mask, no service. Oh, they have a big problem with that. Fuck you. Sorry.
That's just it. It's just like it's what are you really fighting about at this point? You knowing better than the people that we put in charge. That's really what you are standing up. You're putting your foot down that you know better about this specific thing than be it
No,
science,
no, no. This is what it is.
be it my right to not do it, and you're trampling all over. Don't tread on me.
That's what it is. It's I don't wanna, so I'm not gonna. It has nothing
Right.
to do with a medical reason. The politics of it are stupid, so we're not even going to discuss that. It's more
I just
I
want to
don't
ask her,
wanna,
so you
so
believe
I
in a
ain't gonna.
flat Earth too? Are you a flat earther too? Huh? 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 Yeah.
Probably.
QAnon? QAnon? Hey, hey, hey,
Yeah, a
hey.
little bit of
Am I getting you
QAnon, a
hot
little bit
now?
of flat
Am I
Earth,
getting you hot? Talking QAnon?
anti-vaccine.
Flat Earth?
Yeah.
Anti-vaccine? Huh? Huh? Huh?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So yes, I agree with you 100%, Dave. You are correct.
It's like I almost made a scene. I was ready to make my own scene. I was ready to make. I'm like, I haven't made a scene about masks yet. Can I make a scene?
If you're going to
Let's
do
make
it, can you let me know? Because I'll actually come with you and I will videotape it and we can put it on our YouTube channel.
I never think it's get my phone going and get the video going right away.
I know, I don't
You know,
either.
I
I
just
don't
don't think
either.
of that. I need to
But
be
yeah.
more on that. I need a body cam. I just need a body cam that's going all the time.
That's funny. Did they
In the
make body
bathroom.
cams for human beings?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we're going to move on to hip happenings. All right, Dave, go for it. Because all these were yours because I had nothing.
All right. St. Patty's Day coming. Super spreaders event or not?
Right?
We shall see. All right. Originally scheduled Washington County Fair still on for July 25th. Waukesha County Fair, July 21 through 25th. That's still scheduled. I had in here Polish Fest from June 11th to the 13th at the Meyer Festival Park. Updated as of today. Yesterday it was on. Today it's off.
Yeah, I saw that on the news. I did see that on the news.
Cancel it. Locust Street, this is the one that I like the most. Locust Street on June 13th said, it's on for now, but in an email to the Journal Sentinel, festival coordinator wrote, to be perfectly honest, I don't see it happening.
I'm glad there's still some people with level heads. Yay.
Bucks are giving you 1,800 fans. The Brewers are getting 10,500.
I think that's reasonable. Especially with more people getting vaccinated because the Bucks, when are they starting, to do that? When are they going to do the 1,800? Do you know?
It's got it coming up.
Yeah.
I thought very soon.
Yeah. And I mean, 2 weeks for the Brewers to start play, right?
My anxiety of this, time capsule party that I was worried about it August 23rd. I'm pretty much less anxiety about that now than I was.
Well, yeah, because you all can get poked, so.
Right. Well, I get the feeling that's going to happen. If you back everything up, I have to get my second one by the end of July. Which means I have to get the first one by the beginning of July.
Well, and if you consider yourself fat, you can go get it next week.
Yeah, I can go get it next week. Or pregnant, one of the two, right?
Are you pregnant? You got something to tell us, Dave?
They shouldn't ask me. They're not going to ask me.
Great. Dave's going to have a reveal party, everyone.
No, too many people dying from that. That's a death sentence.
See, we should have talked about that in the internet.
Oh my gosh, it just killed. You know what the death count on that is right now? And rising.
I don't know. It's not 500,000. I know that.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Yes. So yeah.
I don't know what happened. It's kind of funny. We're talking about announcements, but they did say that births were actually down during this period.
I'm actually surprised. I thought they would be way up.
No, absence makes the heart grow fonder. And I don't think there's a lot of absence in the last year. So I you know what I mean? I think there's that,
Okay, all right.
But
I just thought maybe from lockdown and nothing to do, people are like, hey, this is it.
They're down by like 25%. I don't know, or something like that, 15 to 20%. That's a lot.
Do people just have like a darker view of the future?
But now you're going to have this COVID kid blurb that comes through the schools where, there's going to be less kids in this class than any other class,
Right?
That's
What graduating year would that be? 18 years from now. So that's 20 2030, 2029? No, 20
Right.
no, 2039. Holy crap,
So
we're
yeah,
old.
we still got to get that the ban though out of these kids that are being born now, the quarantines in 14 years. They need to be called the quarantines.
They know they're going to be Generation QAnon.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
All
All
right,
right.
your pearl of wisdom.
I do. Let's see. What do I have? Yes, I do have a pearl of wisdom. Hey, wait a minute. Add that too. Okay, we'll give some bubbles. All right. So pearls of wisdom. The pessimist complains about the wind. The optimist expects it to change. And the realist adjusts the sails. So that's kind of what we're all doing here is we're just adjusting our sails if you're a realist. Now,
Oh yeah.
now if you are a pessimist like Dave, you'll complain about the masky people, which is complaining about the winds.
I wanted to blow wind at them, all right.
Yeah. That would have been, oh, they're not wearing a mask. That would have been epic. Just think about you.
I want my shot and I'll throw up on them. Well, you should have fucking been wearing a mask. It wouldn't have gotten in your mouth when I spewed it on you.
No, you were just supposed to walk by and crop dust them.
Yeah, that's what I should have done.
3 or 4 times.
Keep it over the nose.
Yeah. Then they would have wore their masks. Hey, Dave's crop dusting you. Ha ha ha.
I don't know. I have that underwear that has the charcoal in it, so it hides all that.
Not coming this way. Oh my goodness, we're so silly.
It was always bad when you had when you're deer hunting and you got the jumpsuit, the whole one piece thing with the zipper up it, and then you fart. It always comes right up in front of your face. There's nowhere else it can go.
We are 14 years old, aren't we?
Yes. Great thing. Probably none of the 17 people that watch this and watch it to the end, listen to it to the end. So this is when we can do this.
Exactly. That being said, we're gonna thank our viewers and our listeners. Dave's mom, my neighbor Pat.
Hey, Pat.
Yep. Who else? Oh, it was Pat's birthday yesterday. Everybody wish Pat a happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Pat. Marianne, Shadesy has been texting me during the show. I'll have to let him know that. Mentioned him in the show.
Yes, we
at
did.
the end, so we'll have to listen to the whole thing. Mom, Dad, everybody there.
Yeah, everybody. My
Andrew,
coworkers, anybody who's watching. So anybody else who stumbled us across this randomly, if you like what you hear or see, you tell 2 people, they'll tell 2 people, and they'll tell 2 people. We'll be
Thank you very much. That's the nicest thing that anybody ever did for me.
Dave's singing.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Ah, damn it. I put it on you and then you stopped singing, damn it. Anyway, subscribe to our YouTube channel, hip.or.critical. You can visit our Facebook page, MoKE Milwaukee, or send me a tweet at @AlexaMKE, and I might tweet you back if I actually look. Anyway, I know.
Yes.
We're so horrible.
You're like my dad. Hey, it says you called. That's February 14th, Dad.
All right. We want Milwaukee to stay safe.
Love everybody. Love you.
We love you.
Mask up.
Yep. Wave bye, Dave. There we go.